Pranams. Welcome to Joyful Vedanta. Is there God? Show me. Where is? Is it a he or she? I can't hear him. Does he speak? Right? We've heard many people ask these questions, and specifically children ask these questions. Right? Is there God? We would like to explore into this question a little in detail today. Right? Some people answer this question as, no, there is no God. Some people answer this question as, oh, there are millions of gods. Some people answer this question as, no, there is only one God. Right? Now, the moment we say God, sounds like a person, thing. And the moment we say it's a person or a thing, then we have a question. Who created that person or that thing? Right? And if someone created God, then the person who created God is actually the God, isn't it? So then we go into one kind of a loop as to who created and where did it begin, right? Now, if we use the word creation, that means we need some kind of a material, some resources. Without material, you can't create. Like you want to create a furniture, you need wood. You want to create a jewelry, you need gold, right? So, with what material was God created or the world created? So, where is that material? Then who created that material? Then again we go into a kind of an infinite loop on that particular question. Another very important question that comes out is, where does God sit? Does he have a place, a unique IP address which we can call as God, or does he have a zip code where we can reach the person? Right? So again, when we look into the location coordinates, we run into all kinds of trouble. Right? But the science that we have read in our school and college tells us the law of conservation of mass and energy, and it says energy can neither be created nor destroyed, and matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Then what actually is Srishti? So when we say Srishti or creation, what does that actually mean? Right? Let's take an example, or rather an analogy here. Right? Suppose I look into a seed and I say, I see a tree inside. Am I right or am I wrong? I am both right and wrong. I am wrong because I don't see the tree inside literally, because the seed is so small, the tree is so large. I am also right because given the correct conditions and time, the seed has got the built-in intelligence to become a huge tree. So, I can refer to the seed as a tree which is not yet manifest. And once the tree manifests fully, I can refer to the tree as a seed which is in a manifest form. So which means what is happening in the whole cosmos is nothing is getting created or destroyed as it is, but something is moving from a manifest state to an unmanifest state, and from an unmanifest state to a manifest state, maybe in different forms, right? But nothing is created nor destroyed. Right? So the process of moving from a manifest state to an unmanifest state, we can call it destruction. And from an unmanifest state to a manifest state, we can call it creation. This is purely for the sake of our understanding. Right? Now, I think it's important for us to go through these questions a little more in detail rather than dismiss the whole concept of what is God, who is God, where is that person, and so on and so forth. In fact, when we look at the laws of nature, like say the law of gravity, for a person who doesn't understand the law of gravity, it's a miracle, because you throw something, it comes out, comes back, right? Similarly, the ancient cavemen, it was a miracle when he saw the sun rising and setting every day. It was a miracle. When suddenly one day the sun vanished and came back, which is an eclipse, it was a miracle for him because he didn't understand that. So anything that we are yet to understand, it's a miracle for us. But once we understand, it is knowledge for us, right? Now, the law of gravity, once it is understood, yeah, that's how it is. As simple as that, right? So if you look at the various laws of the cosmos, we have a lot of order in that. We have the physical order, right? Everything has got an anatomy. Then there is a physiological order. There is an energy that pushes the anatomy of that particular species. Then there's a lot of emotional, there's a lot of order. Like there are only 9 emotions in a human being, right? And intellectual order. There's a logic, there's a thinking that we all do. And of course, the cosmic order of dharma and karma, the order of cause and effect, right? Now, all these orders put together seem to operate the entire universe. For example, magnetism and electricity. The planets go around the sun using the principle of magnetism. An airplane flies using the same principle with which a bird flies, right? So when we say God, what we are actually referring to is the entire collection of all these laws that seem to be operating without discrimination and operating at a very macro level, at the universe level, at the solar system level, and also operating at a micro level, at an atom. The way an atom is organized is exactly the same way the whole cosmos is organized. There are many NASA videos on this, right? So which means when we say God is everywhere, what we are actually talking about is from an atom to the whole universe, these laws are the same that are in operation. Which means when we refer to God as omnipresent or omnipotent, we are actually referring to the principle of godliness, which is there everywhere. Now, a principle is a little difficult to understand, and hence we say God and connect it to something that we are very familiar with. Make it a person, make it a man, make it a woman, make it an animal, make it a tree, right? That's because purely from our limitation of comprehension. But truly, there is no God is not a valid statement. There are millions of gods is not a valid statement. There is only one God is not a valid statement. The valid statement is there is only God. That means wherever you go, whatever you see, whether it's an atom or a universe, all the principles are intact, and that's what is called as godliness. So which means there is only godliness in this universe. Right? I think we need to understand this God and godliness very, very clearly. Right? And once we get that concept clear, then the rest of the things can be explained and understood. Right? Thank you so much. Pranams.